Fine. Good afternoon to you all students. Hi students, how are you? I hope you all are fine and you all are doing well. I hope by God's grace you all are safe. So pray to God daily for your health, your studies, your food, your parents and your environment. Okay students? So warm greetings to you all students. Welcome to our today's online class. Okay. So this period is computer science for you students. So all of you take your computer textbooks in your hand. So and also listen the class carefully what I am taking. Okay students. So now we are studying about chapter 5. Isn't it? So what's the title of your 5th chapter? So what's the title of your 5th chapter? Python variables and operators. Isn't it? So in this chapter you are studying about Python, how you need to program in Python language. Isn't it? So last class you have studied about how you need to open the Python and how you need to type the program in Python, how you need to save the file and how you need to execute the file, how you need to correct the errors, isn't it? So this all the things you have studied in the last class. Okay, so today onwards we are going to study about what each and every function, what's the use of this function. Okay, so likewise you are going to study usage of each and every functions. Okay students, so before that, have you all studied till yesterday's portion students? Yesterday I asked you to read and what are the steps you need to follow to open the Python. Have you all studied that one? So please study daily portions, okay students? So don't waste time. Okay, because why again and again I am telling means that is this chapter is very important for you, your practicals. Okay, so yesterday's class is fully based on practical. What are the things you need to do? All the things I explained at the yesterday's class. Okay. So today you are going to study about first function called input and output function. Okay, so what's the first functions you are going to study? Input and output function. Okay, so what's the meaning of input? Input means you are giving something to the computer as a input data. Output means you are getting something as a output. Okay, so how you will interact with the computer. Okay, so now you are studying about Python programming language. So using this, through this programming language only, you are going to interact with the system. And also, for example, you need to get some output. Your expectations is like this. So you need to add 5 numbers and your expectation is the answer is needs to come like this. So for that you need to give what some input and output functions. Okay, so what's the use of input and output functions? So this function is mainly used to interact with the user. Okay, so why it needs to interact with the user? So what's the user stores, based on that you need to give input and output functions. Okay, so this also very important 5-mark question, input and output functions. Okay, so have you all last year you have studied input and output functions. Have you all remembered that one? C in, C out. Are you remembering about the last year portions? C in, C out. What's the use of C in? C in is used to give input. C out is used to get the output, isn't it? So in the C++ language. Likewise, Python also you are going to give some input as well as getting output. Okay. So to give the input you are using which function means input of. Understood? To give the input you are giving which function? Input of. Okay. So what's the use of this input of function means? So once you are running the program, so it helps to enter the data at runtime. For example, in the input of function you are giving enter the value of A. You are giving enter the value of A. So where you will enter the value of A? After executing the program you will get output, isn't it? So in the output screen it will ask enter the value of A. So you need to enter the value. Understood? So the input of function is used to enter the data at runtime. That means after executing in the output screen, you are going to enter the value of A or enter the value of B or enter the name of the student, whatever may be. Okay. So likewise, if you need to get in the output screen means you should give inside which one? Input of function. Okay. So what's the use of input of function students? Mainly used to enter the data at runtime by the user. Okay. Next one is output of function. So output of function used in Python is printf function. So what's the use of printf function? So in C++, what's the use of cout? Cout is mainly used to, so what are things you are giving inside the cout? That same it will be displayed in output screen, isn't it? Same way printf also used to display the result. Whatever things you are giving inside the printf function, at the same it will display on the output screen. So okay, while you are running the program, so whatever things you are giving inside printf function, it will display in the output screen. Understood? So how many functions are there? Two. What are the input and output of function? Okay. So what's the use of input of function? So these two functions is mainly used to interact with the user, isn't it? So input of function is mainly used to enter the data at which time? Runtime. Same time output of function is which one? Printf function. Printf function is mainly used to enter the data. That means whatever things you are giving inside printf function, it will display in the output screen. Understood? Okay. So first one is a printf function. So what's the use of printf function? It is mainly used to display the result in the output screen. Okay. So syntax, each and everything will have syntax. So here there are 4 syntax are there. Okay. 4 syntaxes are there. So among the 4 syntax, you can able to use any one of the syntax in your program. Okay students. Okay. First thing is listen. Print of string to be displayed as output. What's the meaning of this one means? So inside this print of you can able to give any string. What do you mean by string? String means particular words or characters. For example, computer, one word. That is a string. Okay. So if you are giving print of, in the double quotes you are giving computer means you will get computer as a output. Next, print of variable. So inside I am giving print of A. What do you mean by variables? A, B, C, D, alphabets you can call as variable. So I am giving print of A. So that variable you will get as output. For example, print of A means what variable you will get as output? A. B means B. Okay. Next one, listen. String to be displayed. So here you can able to give any sentence. For example, the sum of two numbers, comma, variable. For example, you are giving adding two numbers and storing the result in the variable sum. Okay. So result is stored in the variable sum. So here you need to give string to be displayed. For example, I am giving sum of two numbers, comma. So which variable I am going to store the result? Sum. So here you need to call the variable sum. Understood? This is a third syntax. Fourth one is string 1, comma variable 1. That is the first one. For example, the value of A, comma the value of B. Understood? So like these 4 syntaxes are there. Among that, any one you can able to use in the program. Understood? See the example, then only you will get understand. Okay, see the first one. Print of, what is this one? You are giving one sentence. What is the sentence? Welcome to Python programming. Okay, so whatever things you are giving inside the print of, you will get as a same thing you will get as one output, isn't it? So inside whatever things you are giving inside print of, all the things you need to give with what? Double quotes. So double quotes, inside double quotes you are giving welcome to Python programming. So what you will get as output? Welcome to Python programming. Understood? See the next line. See, so here this is a string to be displayed. You can give string means maybe it's a sentence or paragraph or anything. Okay. See next one. X equal to 5, y equal to 6, z equal to x plus 1. Next I am giving print of. So this is called what? Print of variable. So what's the variable? Now the result is stored in the variable z. So you need to call the variable what? Z. Print of z. So what's the value of z now? 11. Understood? Okay. Next, see the same thing. So I am giving print of, like this also you can give the sum equal to the variable. Which variable you can store the result? Z. So for that, just in a sentence I am giving the sum equal to Z. What output you will get? So the sum equal to what's the value of Z? 11. Okay. Next thing, see the sum of the variable. Okay. Sum of what's the variable? X and y is Z. So what output you will get? Sum of X. So what's the value of X now? 5. And what's the value of y now? 6. Is Z. Z. What's the value of Z now? 11. Understood? Understood the difference between the 4 syntaxes? Okay. So listen. So this print of, inside the print, whatever things you are giving, so it will evaluate the expression. Maybe it's a, for example, a plus b means, so before it will print on the output screen, it will evaluate what's the value of a plus b. So it will evaluate the expression before you are going to print on the monitor. Understood? So whatever things you are giving inside the print of, before you are going to print on the monitor, it will evaluate what's the value. Okay, and also what are the things, what are the sentence you are giving inside the printer, the same thing it will get as a output in the output screen. Okay, so if more than one statement, for example A, B, C, like I said 2 or 3 things are there, means more than one statement is there, mean you need to use a separator. Okay, so which separator? Comma is a separator. Okay, which one is a separator? Comma is a separator. Okay, so you should use comma as a separator. 2 or 3 or 4 sentences or words if you are using means you should use which one? Comma as a separator. Okay. So this printf function is mainly used to what? Print more than one same thing. So you can able to print. For example, here how many things you are printing? See, x, y and z. 3 values, isn't it? So like this situations if you are using means you can able to use, for example, here x comma y comma z. So more than one item also you can able to print inside the printf statement. Understood about printf statement? Okay. So next one is the input of function. So what's the use of input of function? I said input of function is mainly used to accept the data at which time? Runtime. Okay. So what's the syntax of input of function means? Listen, this is syntax. Variable equal to input of prompt string. So prompt string is nothing but, so in the place of prompt string you can give maybe it's a sentence or variable or a word, whatever may be. Okay, so whatever you are typed in the place of prompt string, so the keyboard, that means from using the keyboard only you will type, isn't it? So whatever you are typing in the place of prompt string, so it will display the particular things in which screen, taking as the input and display in output screen. Okay, so in some places if you are not giving the prompt screen mean, so in the output screen you will not get any output display message. Understood? So in what's the use of input of function? So input of function is mainly used to accept the data at which time? A runtime in the output screen. Okay, so what's the syntax of input of function? Variable equal to input of prompt string. Okay, so in the place of prompt string you can able to give any sentence or words or anything. Okay, so in that place whatever you are giving, that the system will, the program will take as a input and you need to enter the input in which screen? Output screen. Okay, in the place the prompt string if you are not giving means the particular input will not be displayed in the screen. Understood? Okay. See this example. City equal to input of enter your city. Okay, so in the input of function what are the things you are giving? Enter your city. So what output you will get? Enter your city. Only you will get the output as enter your city. But where you are entering the city? In the output screen. Understood? In the output screen you are entering, the name of the city is Madurai. Understood? Okay. So next I am printing a statement. Print of I am from city. So I am inside the whatever things you are giving in the print of statement, same you will get as a output. So I am from, what's the city name now? Madurai. Understood? So here in the place of prompt string you are giving what? Enter your city. Okay. See the next example. I am giving city equal to input of. Inside the input of function I am not giving anything. Okay, while you are executing the program, in the output screen I am giving Rajarajan, but inside the input of function I am not giving anything, but in the output screen in the place of input of function I am entering the data as what? Rajarajan. So see the next line, print of, same thing I am giving, I am from city. So what's the value of city now? But the inside the input of function I am not giving anything, but in the output screen I have entered the value as Rajarajan. So what you will get as output? I am from which is city? Rajarajan. Understood? So here in the input inside you are giving a prompt string, but here you are not giving any prompt string. Anyway you will get as an output. Understood? Okay. So the input of function will take all the data as an input. What may be? So it will accept all the data. What are the things? Strings, character, but it will not accept numbers. Understood? That is very, very important. So input of function accept all the data, whatever may be, it's a string or character, but it will not accept numbers. Okay, so but if you are entering some numbers, okay, if you are entering some number means, so the number is automatically converted into numeric type. So what are the data types you have studied? Integer, float, character, isn't it? So if you are entering some numbers means automatically it will convert to a particular data type. For example, you are entering a number. Okay, so a number is come under which data type? Int of. So if you are giving inside the int of function, you are giving some numbers. Okay, so if you are giving some numbers means automatically it will convert it into a particular data type. Okay, so if your numbers means what's the data type? Integer, int of. Okay, so this int of function is mainly used to convert one particular string into a integer value. Understood? So what's the use of input of function? So input of function is mainly used to accept, okay, what are the things you are giving? Maybe it's a data as a string or character or number, but it will not accept as a input as a numbers. But if you need to enter some numerical values, a number value means, so by default it will convert it, take as a data types and it will convert into a numeric. What's a numerical data type? Indeed, isn't it? So likewise, using that function, it will convert into a particular data type automatically. Understood? See this example. X equal to int of, inside this, see, listen carefully, I am going to enter the number. Okay, I am going to enter one number. So if you need to enter number means, you should give which data type? You should give which data type? Int of. Okay, so I am giving int of. So inside the input of function, I am giving enter number 1. So why I am giving the data type as int here? Because I am going to enter the number. So that only you have studied. So input of function, if you need to, normally input of function will accept what? Characters, strings. But it will not accept numbers. But if you need to, the input of function needs to accept a numbers, means you should give what? Data type. Okay. So now I am going to enter the number. So you should give which one? Data type. So what's the data type for number? Int. Okay. So I am giving int. X equal to int of, in which function you need to give? Input of. Inside the input of function I am giving enter number 1. Okay. Next I am giving y equal to int of input enter number 2. Okay. So two things I have given. Next I am going to print these two statements. Okay, print. So I am going to add these two numbers. Okay, the add the numbers mean the sum equal to. So what are the numbers I need to add? X and y. So x plus y. Understood? So in the output screen what you will get? So in the enter number 1. So what's the use of input of function? Input of function is mainly used to enter the data at the which time? Run time. Okay, so in the output screen you are going to enter the data. So enter number 1. Okay, so inside enter number 1, so I am entering the number as 34, where you are entering in the output screen. Next enter number 2, so where you are entering the number in the output screen. So next one, print the sum equal to x plus y. So what are the things it will take and add? So two numbers. What are the numbers? 34 and 56. So it will add the numbers 34. 34 plus 56. What answer you will get? 90. Understood? Okay. So the same program, but you can write in some alternate method also. Same adding of two numbers you can able to write in some alternate methods also. Okay. The same line I am writing, listen, x comma y. The same thing I am going to write in a same line. There you have written as a two lines, isn't it, x and y, but the same I am going to write in a one line, single line. So x comma y. Okay, what's the data type? Two variables I am entering, x comma y equal to int of input enter number 1. Understood? So already you have studied in input of function, if you need to give more than one number means you should use which as a separator? Comma as a separator. Okay, first I am giving input of enter number 1. So comma. Next, same thing, int input enter number 2. So listen, but you should put the bracket correctly. See, int of. So this bracket is going to close here. Then enter number 1. Here it is closing. Likewise, now enter number 2. So brackets you should put correctly. How many open brackets is there? Same way you need to close. Next, listen, next line, print x equal to. So I am giving the value of x equal to this, where you are entering the value in the small variable x. So I am calling the variable small x. Next, enter the value. So which one they enter the value of second one? Y. So capital letter O equal to, I am calling the variable small letter y. Understood? Okay. So what output you will get? Enter number 1. In the place of 1, I am entering the number as 30. In enter number 2. So the second one I am entering the number as 50. Okay. So next I am going to add. Sorry, no need to add here. But just I am going to display the numbers. Okay. What are the numbers? X. So what you will get? X equal to, what's the value of small letter x now? 30. Then what's the value of y now? Capital letter Y equal to 50. Understood, students? So this is one important detailed question. So today up to this enough, I think it's so. Okay, what's the use of input and output of function? So one time if you are reading means also you can able to understand what's the use of input and output of function. Mainly used to input and output function is to interact with the user. So input of function is mainly used to accept the data at which time? Run time. So next you need to write the syntax. That's the definition. Next you need to write the syntax. Any one or two example you can write. Then next you need to write the print of function. So print of function also. So input of function, two things you need to write. With the prompt string and without prompt string. Okay. Then you need to write the example for both the things. Likewise, print of functions also you need to write the 4 syntaxes compulsory. After writing the 4 syntaxes you can write, if it possible means write all the 4 examples. Okay, students. So today's study portion is after completion of this session. So you should study this question. What is the question? Input and output of functions. Okay, because tomorrow next class I am going to take, that is next week class I am going to take one very important most expected question, tokens. Okay, the same question you have studied in next last year 11th standard also. So that question is very easy. So only I am going to complete up to this enough. I think it's so. So tomorrow I am going to, that is next week class, I am going to take one important 5-mark question. So before that you complete 2 5-mark question. What are the questions? Yesterday I took one question. So the ways to program in Python, that one, and this input and output of function. Okay students, thank you. Take care.